Hi, I'm Barry. I'm now going to take you through some of the different types of pattern matches that we have in painting and decorating and this wallpaper. We've been sent this wallpaper through by I Love Wallpaper, okay, and again they've got a couple of different patterns there. This is this gold one. This is a straight match pattern, okay, and then this silver one, this is a drop match, okay, and people get a bit confused with this stuff, so I'm just going to take you through it. Okay, these are the international symbols that we sort of talked about. Again, this one they call it offset, I call it drop match. It's got drop match there, straight match, and then the free match. And if you get a paper with free match on it, that means you don't have to match it at all. Okay, so you can put it up any way you want. Right, straight match. This is one of the easiest ones. This one can get a bit more challenging. So this is again the straight match. Okay, so when we roll our wallpaper out, and you come to cut it on the table, and I've got a couple of rolls to work off here so you can see it. So you can see that the pattern will go straight the way across the paper, and I'll show you what that means now. Okay, so if I put that up against there, okay, you can see that we've got this straight match pattern all the way across. So when we cut our lengths, okay, it's very easy to do. We don't need a big table like this to do it on. So as you can see, this sort of round circle there, okay, it's exactly the same that side as well, round circles. Okay, so when we lay it on our table, okay, you can see when we come to cut it, because we have to cut it face up, if we align these here, and then we put it the other side, it will then match on the wall. Okay, and generally, the way that they make wallpaper is we generally, what we call drops, so each piece is a drop, we generally get 4 pieces out of a roll. Okay, let's put these to one side. Now this is where it gets a little bit more challenging with some of the wallpapers, okay, the bigger patterns. So the paper we've got over here, this is a drop match one, and I've just marked it up with a little bit of masking tape so you can see it. So you can see this is a brilliant example of it, okay, that as we said, the half circles, this part is different to that part over there, okay, and the same with this one over there. So if we try to cut them into a straight match, then obviously our pattern's all going to be wrong and we're going to lose a lot of paper. Okay, it generally tells you what the drop is. So in this one it's 64 centimetres. So from sort of this point here to down to there is 64 centimetres, that's a drop, and then halfway through is 32 centimetres. Okay. But what is clear on this particular this demonstration is you can see how much waste that we've got. Okay, so if I put this one up off this roll, and then I cut the next one off the same roll, we're going to get this much paint waste. Okay, so it sometimes works out that we may be only getting 3 pieces out of a roll. Okay, so I've got a little one of my diagrams for you, okay, which I've spent a lot of time sketching. Okay, so this is the straight match that I was talking about, and let's just pretend that these are these half circles that we had on the gold paper, and you can see that the pattern just runs straight across in this simplified form. Okay. Now this is our drop match pattern, okay, and again it's different on the other side. Okay, so we've got circle, square, circle, okay. But this is what's quite apparent with this. If we call this number 1, and I'll write these upside down, okay, and then this is number 2, okay, and then we call this number 1, and this number 2, and this number 1. Okay. So if you look at pattern number 1, we've got circle, square, circle. Pattern number 1, circle, square, circle, circle, square, circle. Okay. So I've got on my wall now, I can call them number 1s and number 2s. Okay. So if I cut 4 of number 1, okay, I shouldn't get any waste, and then 4 of number 2, I then shouldn't get any waste again. Okay. So in effect, what we're doing is we're working off 2 rolls. Okay, so if you can get your head around that, again 1 and 2s, and then you shouldn't get any waste. Sometimes it depends on how they've actually made the pattern, but generally that's the rule of thumb. Drop match pattern, work off 2 rolls. Okay, right, now we're going to get on paper this ceiling.